Hi, in this video we are going to talk about 5 secrets for harmonious relationships. People often feel that there is nothing to be done about their relationships. All you can do is either to adjust to your husband's or wife's wishes or to leave and go look for someone else. But in fact, the quality of our relationships and our satisfaction depend only on ourselves. Our relationships are always our choice. It's the choice we make every day, not only the moment, the day when we met our partner. It's important to make conscious efforts so that every year our relationships become better, become more harmonious, and don't fade away. Be sure to watch this video to the end and learn the 5 principles which will help you to build harmonious relationships. The first principle is the basic one. It's important to understand that you, not someone or something else, but you are in the center of your life, in the center of your reality. You're the most important person in your life. People often make a mistake here, especially when the relationships are very important to them. They either replace me with we and put this we into the center of their reality, or they just completely remove themselves from their reality and live for another person, live for their partner, for the one they love. Surely you've met people with such a concept, people who put either the relationship itself or another person in the center of their reality. Such a concept leads to sacrificing ourselves and our wishes. We don't go where we want to, or we go where we don't want to go, but our partner wants so. And we feel that we are not able to influence our relationship in any way. In such a relationship, people often complain about their partner. These relationships become based on an obligation. What is obligation? It is when we sacrifice our time, our interests, even our personality. And in return, we definitely expect that our partner will owe us something. And there is no doubt that we will demand and make claims. Often in this situation, people think, I'll be patient and everything will work out soon. But it's important to realize that it won't work out by itself. And the more you sacrifice, the worse the relationship will get. If we sacrifice something, we expect something in return. This relationship either falls apart or will turn into a codependent one. The challenge here is to bring yourself back to the center of your reality and to understand that your wishes are the most important to you. If you want to do something for your loved one, just realize that you do it for yourself. If you give something, then give it with pleasure. When you return yourself to the center of your reality, you solve a lot of problems. When your husband wants you to go to the party with him and you don't want, ask yourself, do you really want to please him now? And will it bring you joy? Or will you feel that he will be under an obligation if you do this because you just want to stay at home and read a book? It's important to be honest with yourself. It is your right to make your wishes come true. Just explain the importance of your wishes to your loved one. The second principle is that harmonious relationships can't be built on an obligation. What does it mean? There is a common belief that we are under an obligation to someone and someone is under an obligation to us. Often these attitudes come from the family. I did so much for you, you owe me now. This is what we often take from our parents and bring to the relationship with our partner. Obligation always leads only to mutual claims and scandals. We are people. Freedom is our value. Love is built on a person's free choice. I make the decision to be with this person not because I owe something to someone. Often people don't want to let go, to give up their obligation, because it seems to them that it is a guarantee that they will never be rejected. If they are under an obligation, their partners are as well. I'm convinced that the relationships built on an obligation lead to no intrinsic motivation to maintain them. This is why couples often start having problems after the wedding, because the wedding might seem as a kind of a promissory note. I don't recommend perceiving a wedding as something after which you're in debt. Only inner freedom allows to build a truly harmonious relationship. The third principle is freedom. A truly harmonious relationship is based on freedom. Some of you might think, what? Freedom? How so? It means cheating and betrayal. But this is just your idea of freedom. And in this case, this idea, this image, should be changed. Freedom is about intrinsic motivation to be with a person. I don't cheat not because I'm not allowed to do it, but because I don't want. These are two different things. Most likely you wouldn't want your partner not to cheat on you just because it is not allowed, because it is forbidden. You would like it to be according to his or her inner wish, according to his or her inner choice. And this is exactly the kind of relationship we all want. In order to let such a relationship appear in your life, you should allow yourself and your partner to choose and respect your wishes. The respect shown for inner wishes and choices is something that makes our relationship harmonious, truly harmonious. The fourth principle says that everything that I have in my reality is the result of my subconscious wishes. So, if there are any problems in my relationships, I can ask myself two questions. The first one is, why are there problems in my relationships? And the answer here is a dead end. It won't let me find any solution. And the second question is, why is it so important for me to have problems in my relationships? Can you feel the difference between these two questions? Let's look at the example to make it clear. Let's say in a relationship, a man is cheating on a woman. And the woman asks the question, why is it so? This question leads to the state of being a victim when you can only complain about life and can do nothing. If this woman asks herself this question, what will she answer? Probably something like, all men are like that, they cheat. That's all. That's a dead end. But if this woman asks herself the second question, why is it so important for me that my man is cheating on me? And what if she will really be able to answer this question honestly, without going to accusations of either her man or herself? The answer will show her exactly what to fix and how. The answer, for example, might sound like this. Only if my man is cheating on me, he is interesting to me. Otherwise, he is boring. Very often when people find such an answer for themselves, it really becomes an insight. And this insight might be frustrating. But when you find the answer, you can influence the situation. There are patterns in your mind, beliefs and attitudes which led to this situation. But you can change them. As a result, when we look at this situation using these two questions, these two approaches, we can see that the second approach gives us control over the situation. Not to feel like a victim, but to act. We can change the scenarios of our relationships, make them the way we dream about. It is important to change attitudes within our subconscious. And the fifth principle. Here it's important for us to understand what prevents us from finding the answer to the question, why is it so important for me to have problems in my relationships? So what makes us feel uncomfortable when we find this answer? It's a feeling of guilt. If you have it in your life, in your relationship, this feeling will poison everything. You will constantly either blame your partner or blame yourself. As for the topic of cheating, that woman might blame herself for not being attractive enough, not being interesting, but in fact, she has a subconscious mindset that forms her reality. Or she begins to blame her partner, but all these accusations just make it worse. It is important to pull yourself together with the help of the fourth principle. Everything that I have in my reality is the result of my subconscious wishes. If I don't have something that I seem to want, it is very important for me not to have it. I have a subconscious reason for everything in my life to be the way it is, and not the other way. Say this to yourself to reduce the feeling of guilt. The fact is that you have certain beliefs which lead to unpleasant consequences. These programs have developed in your subconscious due to the situations which you experienced. And they can be changed, they can be influenced. Please share in the comments if you have overcome difficulties in your relationships. Let's share our experience. Below this video there is a present for you. It's a link to download the book, How to Let Perfect Relationships Come into Your Life. This book is structured according to the Master Kit method, which I use in my life and in my counseling practice. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, a channel about how to build a bright life and achieve your goals easily.